Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, then definitely come check us out. We definitely love to have you. That community was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So that's you. Come check us out. I think right now we're close to hitting like 6,400 members. So if you want to be a part of an awesome community of awesome coaches and consultants who are all supporting each other to help get us to the next level, definitely come check out the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant community. So today I want to introduce you to one of the members of our community, Milica. Welcome, Milica.
Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you so much for having me.
You're welcome. So tell the community members what it is that you do.
Okay, well, I am essentially a fitness coach and a personal trainer. I've been working in-person training for about 10 years now as one-on-one kind of thing, and trying to get myself more into the online space to allow me to help more people and just open up different options. It's gives you more time freedom and all kinds of stuff like that. So
yeah, awesome. So in terms of the fitness coaching, what got you interested in fitness coaching?
I was always pretty active, I guess, as growing up through my life, and I just found that actually fitness was something that was very important to me. To keep my mental health strong was one of the big ones. It helped keep me motivated in other areas of my life. So I just enjoy sharing that and inspiring people to kind of incorporate fitness into their lives to see where it can make the difference, I guess, in the other areas as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And you say you've been doing it for about 10 years?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how long they say it takes for someone to become an expert, a master in the field, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Awesome. So in essence, so what type of clients do you typically work with?
My usual clients are probably women in their 30s, 40s, sometimes 50s. Basically just wanting to be more serious about taking better care of their health, trying to find ways to incorporate fitness into their busy lifestyles without having to commit to huge hours at the gym and that kind of thing. Sometimes they come from, I would say, a wide range of different backgrounds. Like some would have kids at home, but everybody is generally busy with their life in one way or another. So I kind of help them find ways to fit fitness into and make it a more natural part of their lifestyle without feeling like they have to add something that's going to be overly time consuming for them.
Yeah. And it's so interesting as well too, because most individuals, they're so busy already, right? The days, if you look at the day, week, month, is just so filled with all of this stuff versus, and when you look at, okay, how much fitness stuff, how much health stuff, how much of this proactive type of doing stuff for the body do you have in there? For a large number of most individuals, and there's very little time made for that type of stuff, right?
Tends to get put on the back burner a lot until people are all of a sudden in, I guess, a little bit too far, right? You notice that you need to do something about it when your health is declining or when you're far away from where you would like to see yourself as far as health and fitness wise, or when you realize, oh, I can't do this anymore. Tends to be when people, but I think if you incorporate just like learn to do it without feeling like it needs to be such an all or nothing approach, I guess, and incorporating it in, like I said, in the small bits, then it seems to, but yeah, I do find people tend to find it once they've already kind of crossed a little further than they would like to be into the unhealthy side of things.
Yeah. And I know that's a big thing for entrepreneurs as well, too, because most entrepreneurs, they take on the perspective of, if I just, when I achieve this goal, then my health will be important. When I achieve this,
Right.
then my fitness will be important, up until the point where they either find themselves burnt out of proactively haven't taken care of the health. It's almost like the reactive whole stage, right?
Exactly. Yes, I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you typically recommend for someone to kind of, as they're on the journey, do you recommend everyone has like some type of workout plan? Do you recommend they prioritize? What do you
I always, for my clients, we design it individually for each person, depending on what their lifestyle is, what kind of times they have around. But generally, I recommend starting small, incorporating, say, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, depending on where you came from. But if you were coming from, for example, somebody who hasn't done any exercise or hasn't taken care of their health and fitness for a while, then I really like to start with the small things that will only take you a little while to get into the habit of having even a 5-10 minute walk or something like that to start. And so then we'd increase that 5-10 minutes to be something a little bit more intense, depending on the person or depending on your schedule, but try to put it in smaller bits at first and then really gradually add on to those healthy habits kind of as you build them. Same thing with the eating well and healthy eating too. I find if you try to go too much into it all at once, then people get discouraged because it seems like this is such a big change and I can't handle this. Whereas if you just start by incorporating a little more vegetables, incorporating a little more protein, and really being consistent with that, it's surprising how fast you can see the difference or more feel the difference. I think before you visually see the difference, you always feel the difference in just your energy levels and your just general mindset and all of that too, I think.
Yeah. It's just so interesting how when you take care of your health, and you have, whether it's some type of workout routine or some type of eat schedule or something to where you're doing the right things, how it could just change everything for you, right? You see the world just a lot differently because you feel better, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to, if you're feeling energized, then you have a way of looking at things seem a little more positive. If you're feeling dragged out and drained all the time because you haven't been eating well or sleeping well or moving your body as we're supposed to move, then it's hard to feel good about other stuff if you're not feeling physically and emotionally well to begin with, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, what is your vision? Really, what's your why behind why you started your company?
I guess the why is because I found that for me personally, fitness and taking care of my health made such a huge difference, mental health wise for me personally. Years ago, I used to struggle with depression off and on, and I found that once I really paid attention to my exercise and making it a priority and my eating well, that was enough to made me feel so much better, and I just want to be able to share that with people, that it doesn't have to be every day, because I actually found it worked better for me when I started to incorporate it, like I was saying, in the small habits, doing little bits at a time and just consistently, as opposed to going really hard, going in full on for a couple of weeks and then, oh, you're burnt out again. And so I guess finding that consistency and just wanted to share that it doesn't have to be so complicated. It doesn't have to be such a all in kind of thing all at once. And it should be more of just a lifestyle incorporation, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I like to get, it's satisfying for me when I can get people to, when they feel better, like it's really, I love to make people feel inspired to take on more or to try things that they might have thought that they couldn't do a year before or something like that.
Yeah, and that's good. Because I know most individuals, when it comes to health, right, it's almost like I'll go hardcore for like maybe 2 weeks or maybe a month and just go hardcore with my workout, and then I'll be good for the rest of the year and have to work out.
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that.
Yes, but I definitely understand what you're saying as far as because this type of stuff has to be a lifestyle, right? It's kind of like going to the dentist. Some individual, like when going to the dentist, like flossing, brushing your teeth, doing all these different things. It's almost like you have to do it for like life in a sense, right? So once you get
Yeah.
started, it makes sense to just say, how do I just keep that habit of doing it? Which is the same thing as working out, because it's one of those things where if your health isn't, if you're not figuring out ways to kind of like prolong it, because at the end they always say like none of us will make it out alive, right?
Well, right.
If you don't figure out how to maximize and get the best out of your body, your health,
Yeah,
your
feel
hair.
good while we're here, right?
Exactly. What's the point? Um, okay, good. So what would you say is in essence, what's one skill you'd say you've mastered that's helped you to get to your level of success today?
Oh, I don't, I guess one skill that I've mastered here.
Mm-hmm. Or just practiced?
Well, I don't know, I guess, I'm not sure how to answer that one.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess I say I've mastered being able to fit in exercise and fit in fitness into all kinds of lifestyles. So I can show you little places here and there where, oh, well, what if we just change this little bit? Or, you know, for myself, I managed to get in loads of activities all the time now, but that started out as those small things, I guess. So started out smaller. Now, quite often I'll have taekwondo in the morning and hula hoops in the afternoon, or my workouts, and so I'll have multiple things happening. But I don't know. I guess to get to where I am today, I've just, you know, I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer for
No, that
you.
was good. That was good. That was good. Because I mean, because I see the philosophy is, again, just starting with something small, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's so important, because most individuals, just like with what I do, I help coaches and consultants grow businesses, and there's always individuals who, when they approach something, you're just like, I want to make $1 million now, and they go so hard and try to figure
right.
out how do they do it, versus realizing that, well, the best way to do it is to figure out what the habits are, and then build each one piece at a time. Plug this one in, plug this one in, and just the fact of you doing that, it just compounds, right? Everything just adds up. And again, I believe that's a skill there, because at the end of the day, not everyone thinks that way.
I suppose, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, which is good, which is good. And something I'm going to grab some water here, but I'm always like, with drinking water, I'm always like
That's
careful
good.
who I drink water at, because I'm always afraid that the person might tell a funny joke and I might just spit the water out.
Oh.
So I always got to like make sure. No jokes, okay? Okay, good. So with your clients, so how do you, is your business virtual right now? Are you working with clients through things like Zoom and stuff?
Yeah, we're working on, I do calls through, well, Zoom, or really, and there's so many. We do Hangouts or Messenger. It doesn't really, I don't have a specific platform that I necessarily use. It kind of depends on which the client is comfortable with. But we'll do a mix of sessions, even just talking like we are right now, or sometimes I'll do live workouts with them, as well as then just keeping in contact through email and that kind of thing, or make sure they, well, try to get them to do their check-ins every week. Not everyone's so good at that, but that's the goal.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, combination of visits like this, and just email check-ins and stuff like that as far as keeping in touch goes. I'll sometimes do live workouts. Again, it depends on the individual and what they need, but they'll always get video demonstrations of any exercises that I get for them to do. There's always video demos that I have up for them and sent to them in a Google Sheets format, tends to be usually where they'll get their fitness program specifically anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And so it just seems like a bigger part of what you do as well too is the accountability, right?
Yes, yes. That's really, I think, I would say that would be 90% of what people come to me really, that's really the necessary part. A lot of the time is just making sure that, or having somebody to keep them accountable and check. They know that, you know, they're going to know that I'm going to be asking if they've done this or that. And that seems to have a way of keeping the fire lit, I guess.
Yeah.
Keeping them
Yeah.
motivated, right? So, but yes, the accountability is a big part of it, for sure. Because you can really be successful with any, as far as the way where I want just people to feel good. I want you to feel energized. I want you to feel healthy. So you don't have to be, I'm not necessarily, if you are losing the last 10 pounds is your goal, then I can help you with that, but that doesn't necessarily need to be your goal. Like, doesn't necessarily, I'm more about getting you in a mental state where you're happy to, and you're motivated to continue to do things that are good for you and make you feel healthy, right? So that accountability is huge. And also just helping them recognize, I think, too, where they are actually already doing well, rather than discounting, because sometimes people will do that too.
Yeah, yeah, that is so true. I know with my coaching programs, one of the things I'd like to start off with is, well, really two things. And it's something I recently started implementing, which is accountability, right? Just like I found that, but I like the real-time accountability. What I found works for us is real-time. I find that as we grow businesses, right, we get ourselves in positions where there's things we know we need to do, but it's just that we'll try to push it off.
Yeah.
Versus if you know that you have a group of individuals who you know you're going to be meeting with, and you guys are going to do it together, it's a little bit more fun because now you know, okay, you have some support. There's someone else who's going to kind of keep you company. So I think that's so powerful as well too. With you, do you help individuals with the meal planning and stuff like that as well?
I do offer meal planning as well. I never prescribe meal plan to people, but we go over it together, go over your basic healthy guidelines, and then we'll kind of together come up with meal plan that would work for you based around foods that you're already incorporating into your diet usually. And then it's most of the time just adding in more fruits and vegetables in a way, and more whole foods. And but
It's a
I always do that with the person because everybody has a different way of eating. I mean, ideally the whole foods are best, but somebody else's say what I eat here in Canada could be completely different than somebody in a different part of the world, right? So it really has to work based on what their food choices are, and we kind of go from there. But yes, we do touch on nutrition stuff, as that's a huge part of it, of the whole overall health piece, I guess.
Yeah. What about a typical engagement working with you? Does it vary between clients, or do you have a typical set duration for someone working with you?
Uh, well, I do offer for my signature program as a 3-month commitment. So, and then after that, you can choose to stay if you like, or if you feel like you've got the tools and you're ready to move on, then that's great. I do find most of my clients tend to stick with me for a pretty long time. I've got a couple ladies who've been with me for over 5 years now.
Nice.
They're happy, so I'm happy. So, but in general, I would say people come for about a 3-month commitment usually to start with, and then some people leave and come back, and then some people take that 3 months and are content with that for the moment. So.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Awesome.
mhm.
Yeah. So now if someone wanted to reach out, what's the best way for them to be able to connect?
Best way to find me is either on my Facebook profile. I do have a free fitness group that's there called Get Motivated, Better Health and Fitness with Firechild. I also run a boot camp online right now through Facebook for anybody who would be interested in that. But email is always a perfect way to find me, and that's contact@firechildfitness.com.
Love it. And guys, all the links Melissa just shared here with us here today, I'll place them right either above or below the video. So you should be able to click and get connected right to her. Well, Melissa, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate yourself being here, and really appreciate you sharing this with the community. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
I don't think so. Just thanks so much for having me on the show today. I appreciate being here.
Awesome. You're welcome. Well, enjoy, and we will talk soon, okay?